What's good, y'all? It's your boy D-Lou, back at it again with another banger video, and we're back again with another Michael video. This will be, well, this is another video that I wanted to cover, and with the hype train of Michael being out and him being the most streamed on like all streaming platforms now, I think it's still time to really discover like what the movie did right and what the movie did wrong, and uncover what was factual and what was fictional about the movie in comparison to the real life story of Michael Jackson. So I hope you guys are ready to enjoy this video. Lord knows I am. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with a friend so that we may continue to grow into the people that God wants it to be each and every day. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's get it, gang. I haven't watched Mojo in a minute.
Just have all these songs in my head.
All right.
Just gotta get them out.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the historical facts that director Antoine Fuqua's 2026 Michael Jackson biopic Michael got right and wrong. Make sure you've seen Michael before watching this video because a major spoiler warning is now in effect.
Agreed.
You would be practicing. You were very heavily disciplined by your father. What was that like?
Number 10. MTV refused to play the Billie Jean video. Right. In the network's early years, MTV's rotation was dominated by white rock acts, and Billie Jean was not treated as an obvious fit for the channel. That changed when the song became too big to ignore. CBS Records chief Walter Yetnikoff pushed MTV to air the video, reportedly threatening to pull the label's other artists from the network if Jackson continued to be shut out. Once Billie Jean entered rotation, the dam broke.
Yep.
However, the scene in which Yetnikoff, played in the biopic by Mike Myers, chews out MTV executive Bob Pittman is disputed by Les Garland, then MTV Network's senior executive vice president of programming. Garland told Billboard there was, quote, never a threat from Walter Yetnikoff, saying that he, quote, got more upset because we didn't play Willie Nelson or Barbra Streisand. Number 9. Michael adopted Bubbles in 1981. Wrong.
Now, there is a celebrity sitting in our audience.
Get a chance to do the introduction.
Bubbles.
As I was saying.
Bubbles is such a famous part of Michael's mythology that it's easy to forget the timeline. But 1981 is too early. Bubbles was born in 1983, which obviously means Michael couldn't have adopted him in 1981 before Thriller was even released. Reports differ on the exact details, but the better supported general timeline places Bubbles entering Jackson's life in the mid-1980s. Placing Bubbles this early makes Jackson's eccentric image seem more established than it really was during the Off the Wall and early Thriller years. The movie is clearly interested in Michael's loneliness, but this is one case where the symbol may have been pulled forward for thematic convenience.
Dr. Marty Dennis was Jackson's veterinarian.
He had just a very pure concern for every animal on that property.
But Bubbles had a special place in Jackson's heart. He was a one-time actor. And for Michael Jackson, a one-time best friend.
Number 8. Suzanne DePass discovered the Jackson 5. Wrong.
He called me one day and he said, listen, I want you to come down to my apartment. There's something I think you need to see. And I went, Bobby Taylor, I am not coming to your apartment, period. He said, no, it's nothing like that. So I went down to, I think I was on the 22nd floor and he was like on the 10th floor.
Berry Gordy's creative assistant, played in Michael by Laura Harrier, was absolutely important to the Jackson 5's Motown story. But calling her the person who discovered them oversimplifies the record. The stronger historical claim belongs to Bobby Taylor of Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers. Taylor saw the Jackson 5 at Chicago's Regal Theater, helped bring them into Motown's orbit, and played a key role in arranging their initial audition.
And he kind of clapped his hands and he said, okay, you guys, this is Suzanne DePass, and she works for Mr. Gordy, and she can get us the audition with Motown. Because I was mobbed up.
Right.
And so they got up and they sang, I think, 3 or 4 songs a cappella, and it was unbelievable. It was really magical.
DePass then became an important internal advocate at Motown, helping move the group through the system and into Berry Gordy's attention. She even designed the family band's wardrobe. But the version of events depicted
Them boys
in the
knew how
film
to
in which
dress.
Joe Jackson creeps her out backstage isn't the real deal.
I got mad props.
I always thought that was weird. Like,
bringing
that
them
that
up
actually happened
something.
with, like, Motown.
In fact, the next group that I wanted to bring, they didn't even have to see them. He just said, sign them.
Huh. Was it a good group, the next one?
Yeah, the Commodores with Lionel Richie.
Number 7. Michael surprise announced the Jacksons' breakup. Right.
When you walked into Dodger Stadium tonight, you couldn't help but be impressed with the stage. It's a monstrosity, 6 or 7 stories
A
high.
monstrosity
in dead
is
center field.
insane.
Fans without seats on the
That's
grass
crazy
will need a
work.
good pair of binoculars for their in-person up-close look at the Jacksons.
This one sounds too theatrical to be true, but it really happened, more or less. The 1984 Victory Tour was complicated by money disputes, pressure from promoters, Michael's discomfort with the project, and the obvious fact that he had outgrown the group after Thriller. At the December 9th, 1984 concert at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, Michael announced that it would be the last time the brothers would perform together, catching at least some of the family off guard.
The show was over in just an hour and 40 minutes.
I thought it was too short.
Thought it was too short.
Yes, but it was very good.
It was the best concert I ever saw.
I thought it was like a historical event. It was like, it was.
All right, if I could say if I was alive for any time period and be like, oh, what would you want your first concert to be? It would be a Michael Jackson concert. I wish I had the opportunity to go see him, you know, while he was alive and performing. But hey, the movie definitely provided that aspect where it's just like, hey, this is a concert for all those who weren't either born when he was performing or those who just weren't there and couldn't make it. But I wish I could have seen Michael live and perform, even with the Jacksons or just individually, you know?
It was worth everything. It was so great, and he was incredible, and he's just the greatest. He was like the Beatles, you know?
That moment
The Beatles.
effectively ended plans for more touring legs and marked a decisive break between Michael Jackson, global solo superstar, and Michael Jackson, member of the Jacksons. With that said, though, there's no evidence to suggest that Michael dramatically severed ties with his father after the performance.
Lasers, lights, smoke, pyrotechnics, and Michael. Michael was at his gyroscopic best. All eyes were on him. This was billed as a Jacksons tour, but it was superstar Michael everyone came to see, and he didn't disappoint.
Number 6. The Jackson 5 sang Never Can Say Goodbye for Motown. Wrong. Clifton Davis, the track was recorded by the Jackson 5 in 1970 and released as a single in 1971. In other words, it couldn't have been part of the group's pre-Motown audition or early showcase material. Historically, the Jackson 5's appeal to Motown was rooted in their explosive live energy, tight harmonies, and ability to channel the soul showmanship of acts like James Brown.
Come on, baby, I got the,
Man, Michael was a once-in-a-lifetime talent.
Number 5. Berry Gordy was Michael's mentor. In the Jackson 5's Motown years, the head of the label was crucial. The film shows Gordy guiding Michael through the early Motown machine, and that tracks with the broader reality of how Motown worked. Gordy's label didn't simply release records. It trained, packaged, groomed, and refined performers for mass appeal. Motown taught him and his family professionalism, crossover strategy, stage discipline, and the mechanics of pop stardom. The movie is right to present Gordy as a warmer counterweight to Joseph. Still a businessman, absolutely, but also someone who helped Michael understand how raw talent becomes a record, a brand, and eventually a film. 4. Joe Jackson was fired by fax. Wrong.
I thought that was
Biopic
like
detail
buff,
that feels
you
perfect
know?
on screen because it gives a messy professional break a titillating cinematic treatment. Michael hired.
All right, y'all. So I want to talk about this. Like, as funny as it was, and again, if you haven't seen the movie, spoilers, click off the video. But just him being fired by fax was the craziest but the funniest thing. But I was like, they had to make that up, or like, you know, they had to have gone about it like some type of other way. But just him getting it through fax is just hilarious. And the message where it's just like, on behalf of Michael Jackson, you are now relinquished or terminated from your services as his manager. That was funny, but I was just like, nah, like some of that has to be made up for like cinematic like drama.
John Branca took control of his business life, and his father got pushed out by fax. The problem is that the power shift is true, but the exact fired by fax version appears to be dramatized. Branca did become a major figure in Michael's career, and the movie is right that Michael's adult independence required significantly loosening Joseph's grip. By the off-the-wall and thriller eras, Michael was no longer just the child star managed by his father. He was becoming a solo artist with his own lawyer, producer, label relationships, and creative ambitions.
Save you from the bees that I can't help it. It's still alive.
Number 3. The number of Jackson children. Wrong.
Oh yeah, we knew that was cap.
Jackson. I'm the oldest Jackson.
And Tito Jackson.
The swingin'est Jackson.
And Marlon Jackson.
The dancingest Jackson.
And Michael Jackson.
The skinniest Jackson.
And Randy Jackson.
The cutest Jackson.
Joseph and Catherine Jackson had 10 children together.
Jeez.
Remy, Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, LaToya, Marlon, Brandon, Michael, Randy, and Janet. Brandon, Marlon's twin brother, died shortly after birth, which is why the Jackson household is usually discussed in terms of the 9 surviving children. But Janet Jackson isn't depicted in the film, despite being Michael's youngest sibling and one of the most famous members of the family. In her notes that her career as an actress and pop star was already underway during the period the film covers. To be fair, Janet was born in 1966, so she would have been quite young during much of the Jackson 5's early rise. Still, omitting her might leave some viewers scratching their heads.
Most definitely.
Number 2. Joseph was physically and verbally abusive. Right.
Joe, do you have any at all bad feelings about the way Michael was raised? I know you're denying the stories about violence, but as you look at it, were there any mistakes you made?
I didn't make no mistakes, Larry, because Michael was raised properly. He didn't run the streets like most of those other kids that was in his neighborhood.
Why I thought he was about to say
The portrayal
scoundrels.
of Joseph Jackson as harsh, intimidating, and abusive isn't simply Hollywood dramatization. Michael Jackson spoke publicly and extensively about his father's treatment, and other Jackson family members also described Joseph's severe discipline.
I don't think he realized to this day how scared. I mean scared. So scared that I would regurgitate.
You would vomit.
Joseph himself often defended his methods as necessary, arguing that he kept his children away from danger and pushed them towards greatness. But that defense does not erase what Michael said the experience did to him.
Exactly.
The film is strongest when it shows the awful contradiction at the center of the Jackson family story. Joseph helped build one of the most successful entertainment dynasties in history, but he did it through fear, control, and emotional pressure.
There's a lot of people in America, Larry. A lot of people in America spank the kids, you know. If they say they don't, they're lying. They lie.
They lie.
And Michael was never beat.
They lie.
I mean, never beat at all.
Number 1. Michael cast actual gang members for the Beat It video. Right. Unbelievable as it may sound, Michael is on solid ground here. The Beat It short film really did bring actual Los Angeles gang members onto the set, alongside actors and professional dancers.
Yeah.
The idea reportedly came from Michael Jackson himself, who wanted the video's anti-violence message to feel rooted in something more authentic than studio tough guy posturing.
Okay, so before we round up and end this video, I always thought that, like, I knew that he brought real life gang members like Crips and Bloods onto, like, his video, but I don't know why I thought, like, they were actual dancers in the movie. But it makes sense that he would have professional dancers and like choreographers in the video with them, so that it can look good and be polished. But at least he has some representation from like real actual gang members to like promote stopping gang violence and just gang wars.
Director Bob Giraldi and choreographer Michael Peters then shaped that raw premise into one of the defining music videos of the 1980s. Accounts of the shoot commonly note that members of rival gangs, often identified as Bloods and Crips, were recruited through local production contacts and used mainly for atmosphere, while trained dancers handled the more precise choreography.
Yeah.
Do you think Michael handled the facts fairly?
Okay, so yeah, some stuff they got right, some stuff they got wrong, but I like some. Let's agree. Let's all like we all agree that like some stuff that they include in cinema is meant for dramatic effect or just to spice up the movie and add more drama and add for appeal. So it can give people to talk, give something people to talk about, and to be able to spice it up. Some stuff I knew, like with the whole Janet not being included and like the number of children, because in the movie it was only like showed to be like 6 children in the house, and we're just like, there's more Jacksons to it than that. But that's always like an interesting thing, and we learned something new. Let me know what interesting fact you guys found out about the Michael movie. And then also wanted to touch on one thing I saw somewhere on Instagram where it was just saying like Michael wanted to call Joseph dad or father, but Joseph never let him call him that. He was like, no, just call me Joseph. And that showed right there that he really treated their relationship, not just Michael, but all of his brothers in the family, more like, hey, this is business and nothing more. So just call me Joseph. And they wanted that family bond to be able to be like, hey, mother, and call him father. But no, it wasn't like that. But let me know what the most interesting fact you guys found out was about this movie. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with a friend so that we may continue to grow into the people that God wants us to be each and every day. As always, it's your boy D-Lou signing out. Take care. Love y'all. I'm out. Peace.